Let's move on to Lee, which is directed by Ellen Kuras. That was a really eye-catching name for me, less for the films and shows that she's directed, because those have been a bit spotty, but more so for her work as a cinematographer, particularly on films directed by Michel Gondry, like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind and Be Kind, Rewind. She's worked with Spike Lee, and she's
American Utopia,
even worked on Ted Demi's Blow. You know, a lot of iconic films for sure.
It's a city.
Yeah, Scorsese there too. But Lee is her, I think, it might be her feature directorial debut. Maybe it's her second film.
Something like that, yeah.
It's her, and it stars Kate Winslet as a model turned photographer. Elizabeth Lee Miller, who did a lot of war correspondent photography during the Second World War, was in Germany on the front lines taking pictures of the wounded and of the concentration camps and just all the devastation. It is, as a story, a fairly solid but unspectacular World War II historical biopic. You know, it sort of shows the evolution from Hitler is this like idea, but not necessarily like a threat that people outside of Germany are really concerned about, to, you know, the being launched into the war and feeling like you need to Lee being called to action in some ways. I think, you know, Kate Winslet is one of our great actresses. I don't really find she has a lot of like false notes. She's excellent here. You know, particularly, she's one of our best English actresses at doing an American accent, just a pitch perfect American accent here. But she also like gets the depth of the character, the toughness, but also the vulnerability of it. I think it's a really excellent performance from her. The performance that really caught my eye, though, was not Marion Cotillard or Andrea Riseborough or Alexander Skarsgård or even Josh O'Connor, all good actors who do a good job here. It was Andy Samberg. Andy Samberg is like the second lead of this movie, kind of her like sidekick, co-photographer, war correspondent, and he has like a period accurate accent and everything, and is kind of like heartbreaking and amazing in this film. Like, I don't think it's gonna happen, but I would be behind the Andy Samberg Best Supporting Actor campaign.
As a nom?
I would be for it. I mean, he's just like very heartbreaking in this film. I think he carries a lot of the emotionality of it because, you know, Lee as this character is puts a lot of a tougher front, but he like allows for the moments to really sink in. And I just thought he was charming in the way that we know Andy Samberg can be, but also dramatic in a way that I haven't really seen him do much of.
Comedy actors, baby.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I love him, so I was really taken by that. The movie is mostly like fine, sometimes like pretty profound, but I don't know. It's not World War II is like really well trodden ground, so I don't think this is going to be a movie that blows anybody away. And it's not like the most technically brilliant or beautifully put together film. I think it's worth watching, but it's not necessarily going to be top of anybody's watch list. And I wouldn't be surprised if it does kind of get completely overlooked when it comes to awards season.
Damn. I moved it because I heard you guys saying that it was a little weird. I heard about a bathtub scene.
Yeah.
I was like, that sounds a little weird. But I had heard things about the ending, so I'm going to need you to tell me what that ending was, because people say
it's a good ending.
As much as they don't like the first... They called it a Hallmark movie in the first half. They said that the ending's really solid. So
I think some people are being a little harsh on this movie, and I think the ending really brings it together. Gotcha. I mean, you know, there's the Tiff goggles in two ways, right? There's the, like, right? I'm at a film festival and having such a great time, and this is the best movie ever. Or this movie wasn't the greatest thing I've ever seen, so it sucks and it wasted my time. And maybe it's getting a little bit of that.
Mm-hmm. And then they leave halfway through and you're like, wait. Shout out Andy Samberg. There's another performance that he also had this year, if you remember, in South by. I don't want to spoil the movie that he's in.
Yes.
So maybe he's got a real big acting.
He is in the trailer for that one. I was a little disappointed.
He is?
But it is
that's
like,
disappointing.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. Oh, Lee. Sounds good. Also, it's they're collabing again. You know how long it took me? We kept mentioning she's a cinematographer of Eternal Sunshine, Eternal Sunshine, Eternal Sunshine. And we're like, well, she's also in Eternal Sunshine.
Yeah. I think that's a lot of the reason why they worked on it. Kate apparently was the one who brought this to her. I think she had been wanting to make a story of this.
Man, she should have been there as producer.
Yeah.